Podcasts, often referred to as edutainment, have become a popular digital forum for discussing scientific information with peers as well as with the non scientific community. It is unclear, however, how science based podcasts can support the veterinary industry, for example, supporting good husbandry practices. Our objective with this study was to understand the influence of edutainment on equine owners' husbandry decisions. For our study design, the sample population was listeners of the podcast Conversations in Equine Science, and they were recruited to complete an online survey. This was promoted by the podcast hosts. The survey contained Likert-like questions assessing how listeners rated the importance of different forms of evidence when making husbandry decisions, and questions relating to husbandry changes implemented. A mixed methods approach was used to analyze the data. The Likert package for OR was used to explore importance ratings. Free text questions were analyzed via content analysis with a constructionist epistemological position.
Additionally, 74% of survey respondents had made a change to the management or training principles prompted by an episode of Conversations in Equine Science, suggesting edutainment can be a prompt for management change. Of these, 55% had done so based on a joint discussion of the podcast and their own reading of the evidence. Past research on livestock farmers in the UK reveals that peer-reviewed research papers are a trusted and useful source of information when those farmers have access to these papers. However, finding the research can be difficult and time-consuming. The language or communication format can also be a barrier to reading the papers. Likewise, 93% of Conversations in Equine Science survey respondents felt that scientific peer-reviewed evidence was important to consider. Every listener has access to the discussed paper by a link on the podcast homepage. The podcast host also attempt to choose and discuss open access articles so the listeners can follow the papers, follow the podcast discussion, and learn research methods and outcomes in hopes of eliminating the scientific language barriers. Podcasts are an easy access, low cost medium to convey research and current trends in the equine equitation science genre. They may be a valuable tool for the veterinary industry to employ to support horse welfare.